Hello everyone, hockey is back. Welcome to a new season of On the Bench with Columbus Wired. I am Dave Seaman, pleased to introduce you to my new tag team partner and host for the season, Catrina Padgett. Welcome.
Thank you. We are back from a lockout, and we're going to talk about this season and what we have to expect.
And I'll tell you, it's been a long and trying 3.5, 4 months. It's funny, I was thinking about this driving in today. The lockout was actually longer, 114 days, than the regular season's going to be. The Jackets will play 48 games in 99 days, so it's going to be a sprint. There's going to be no marathon this season, and it all kicks off today with training camp.
And what do you expect from the new players and losing Nash, and what do you expect is going to happen this season?
Well, it's going to be an interesting season. I think not only the first 5 or 6 days with training camp, but also just getting into it. It's not going to be trial and error. You play 48 games. If you lose 5 games in a row, you're out of it that fast. And I think that that's important. As far as what to expect, you have a lot of new faces coming in. Brandon Dubinsky, Artem Anisimov, Nick Foligno. These are 3 guys that came over via trade and free agency who really will make an impact. But I think the biggest upgrade, if you will, is in goaltending. Sergei Bobrovsky comes over. He played in the Continental Hockey League over in Russia during the lockout. He was the 3rd best goaltender in the league. His goals against was something like 1.8. He had a 17-3 record. So he's the guy that's going to come in and hopefully be the backbone of the defense and also push Steve Mason. They say he's in the best shape of his career. Only time will tell.
So we have to cram a season into a short period of time. What do you think that's going to do for the Blue Jackets?
It could help or it could hurt. Like I said, the fact is there's no margin of error at this point. You play such a short period of game. The schedule was released. The Jackets are going to play 4 or 5 games in a week. And when you look at the schedule, there are days where there are weeks or there are periods of the season where you've got 6-game homestands and you've got 6-game road trips. So it's going to be interesting. And this could be a season that could help the Blue Jackets. 7 of the hockey players on this club played overseas or played in Springfield during the lockout. So they're guys that are maybe a little bit more up to speed than the guys that just kind of waited around.
So there's been some changes in the front office and the coaching staff. What do you think you expect from that?
Well, the first thing is, Todd Richards did such a great job as an interim coach at the end of last season. The team did offer him a 2-year contract extension, or I should say they gave him a 2-year contract extension. So now you're going to have stability. And, Todd Richards is a guy that his strength and his team's strengths, he came from Minnesota, his strength is power play. And that's something that's always been kind of wishy-washy with the Blue Jackets, especially the penalty kill. Now you have a chance to come in, you got a coach. He's brought in a couple new assistant coaches, so they're going to be fresh and they're going to be ready to go. But probably the biggest acquisition for the Blue Jackets this offseason was the hiring of John Davidson as hockey operations president. This is a guy who's got a proven track record. He took the St. Louis Blues, a team that was far worse than the Columbus Blue Jackets were even last year. Worst fan base in the league 7-8 years ago. And now you bring him in here and you add him to an already really good hockey operations staff. Scott Howson, the general manager. The other thing is you move Mike Priest, who's really a business guy. He was acting as the president of this club. He goes back to the business side. That all helps the Blue Jackets. And the wealth of knowledge John Davidson brings to this organization is paramount.
And we're going to close tonight. I'm Catrina, and this is Dave, Columbus Wired. Thank you.
They're cheering for us.